Well, what's up, Wayfinders, and welcome to Animal Kingdom. We got a lot of big surprises today, and we have Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party tonight. So follow along. We're gonna have a wild time here. All right, so now we are over at Epcot because we have another little surprise we've got for you. We are meeting up with some friends and gonna go do something really cool. So follow along and we'll see what we're gonna get into. All right, so I didn't really get to film much because we were busy, but we went to the DVC Lounge over at Epcot with Mike and Myra, which the DVC Lounge at Epcot is obviously above where the Imagination Pavilion is, where Figment is. And so that was a lot of fun getting to catch up with them, sit down. So cool up there. I've loved the few times I've gotten to go up there with them and check it out. But here's the really fun part, because now we are at Magic Kingdom and we are here for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, but we also have another surprise. We are going to the Beak Barrel, which is the brand new Pirates of the Caribbean themed lounge here at Magic Kingdom. So follow along. We're going to show you some clips of what it looks like inside, and then we'll give our review of what we think about it. All right, friends, so we wrapped up over at Beak Barrel, which is the brand new Pirates of the Caribbean bar lounge that is here at the Magic Kingdom. And honestly, it was super cool. The theming in there is, 10 out of 10. And we did miss some of the, where we were. It was kind of a back booth in a different corner of the restaurant. We didn't get to see the parrot animatronic this time around, or really a whole lot of the show type stuff. But the atmosphere is really cool. I loved how they had the designs of the cups. Everything was really, really well done and really neat. And they were really playing in character, with the cast members and the servers. So that was super cool. Enjoyed our experience there a lot. I would say, there's not a whole lot of food options here, which makes sense because you have a 45-minute time limit. So there's really not a whole lot of time to actually get food here. So if you're looking for a place to eat, not really the type of joint where you want to do that. But if you want to have a nice cool place to hang out, grab some, if you drink alcoholic beverages, they have got a pretty good selection there. Even if you just want a Coke and a water, which is what I got, they've got that available. So definitely something I think that is worth the experience and worth getting a reservation for, but just not something that's going to blow you away food-wise or anything like that. But then as you can see, now we are checked in for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. We are Toy Story characters for the party today, me and my friends, and we checked in right across the street actually from Beak Barrel in Adventureland, and that is still the biggest tip and trick I can give, is to do that instead, because you're going to beat the big line outside, and you're going to be able to honestly beat a lot of the crowd inside as well when you do it in that method. So all in all, that is the best way to do it, from checking in from within the park. Then you don't have to miss anything. But honestly, we are looking forward to some party stuff, so I'll check in as we go along and knock out all of the fun things that we're doing throughout the night. All right, y'all, so party is off to an interesting start. We rode the Space Mountain overlay, which for the party is where they turn off all of the lights and they do Halloween music in the background of it, which that is my favorite version of Space. I'm not a Space Mountain fan, but that is the version that I have preferred, you know, just because it adds a little bit more excitement to it. But we are also in an interesting pickle right now because it is raining and I'm trying to figure out what we are going to be able to do right now with the rain going on. But hopefully we'll still have some fun, get some good snacks, all those good things. So we'll keep marching along and I'll check back in a little bit. All right, so we just stopped and had our first party snacks over at Pecos Bill. I had the blizzard wings, and we also got some of the pumpkin churros as well as a chocolate dessert. And I'll say this, of all the things that we had, probably the wings that I got were my favorite. They were very crispy, had a ton of flavor, a little bit of heat from the jalapenos and the pico that came with it. The pumpkin churros were good churros, but we couldn't taste really the pumpkin flavor, and the pumpkin pie filling that came with it really had not much flavor at all. So honestly, it was one of those things of we didn't feel like it was a waste of time by any means. We enjoyed getting to sit down, get out of the rain for a minute, and enjoyed the food that we had. But it was nothing really spectacular outside of those wings. Those wings were probably one of my favorite party dishes that I've had at any of the parties that I've gone to before. So, but we're gonna keep walking along here now. Probably ride a few more rides, get a few more snacks, and I'll make sure to keep you guys updated as we go along. All right, friends, so our night took another interesting turn. So because of the rain, they were not able to show the Boo to You parade, at least the one that's supposed to be at 8:15. They kept delaying it, and then eventually they just made it a rainy day cavalcade. Now, I doubt that means they'll do the 11 o'clock one that they were supposed to do. They did do the fireworks, which is kind of strange. I guess they cleared out enough to do fireworks. Hopefully they'll do the Hocus Pocus stage show a little bit later as well. But here's the nice thing, because of all of the stuff that's happened with the weather, they actually gave us a complimentary Park Hopper one-day ticket as a result of basically our party ticket being kind of a waste because all of the special entertainment has not really been able to happen. Now, you can't always guarantee on that happening, and you cannot get a refund on your ticket. So when stuff like this happens, you just have to take what they give you and kind of just be happy with it. But overall, we've still had a great time. We're still looking around, still riding a few rides, and like I said, hopefully we'll still catch the Hocus Pocus stage show here in a little bit as the night wraps up, and then maybe cross our fingers they may be able to somehow do the Boo to You parade. But I'll check back in later if possible. But again, just another message of you never can tell what's going to happen. It was clear all day. It was just a bright sunny day, and then just heavy rain came for a couple hours, and it kind of just messed everything up. But you know what? It's okay. We're still here. We're still having a great time. But like I said, I'll check back in a little bit later with whatever else we do. All right, my friends, so they did do the Booty U Parade tonight, but unfortunately it was due to a time update. They moved it up to 10:45, and by the time I realized it, I was already on People Mover, and I was already kind of stuck in an area, and I couldn't grab a good spot. So I did end up not getting to see the Booty U Parade this year, which is fine. I've seen it before. It's an awesome parade. If you've never gone to this party before, I would definitely say that should be on your to-do list. I just unfortunately didn't get to do it this time around, but I did go ride Haunted Mansion, and they have an awesome ride overlay where they have a ghost actor out in the graveyard before you walk into the mansion, and she's super interactive. And sometimes there's a couple other ghosts out there too, but they are funny, they entertain you, and it was a great time. I didn't regret my choice that I made, and that's the thing. When you're at a party like this, the choices you make are super important. And so yes, you may not get to do everything that's on your list to do during a night, but have a backup plan. Just have some things on the agenda that you might want to get done, or things you might want to go try and do, because you may, like I said, you're not going to do everything, but you may be surprised with how much you can get done. So, but we've still had a lot of fun, and there's one more area I kind of want to explore a little bit that's kind of different this year, and then honestly, I'm going to maybe ride a few more rides and get ready for the one non-negotiable thing that I still have left on our list, which is to watch the Hocus Pocus stage show at midnight to wrap this thing up. All right, friends, so we caught the last Hocus Pocus stage show. And with that, that's going to wrap up our 2025 Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party experience. And look, this was very different for me. This was a night where it rained a lot. A lot of the live entertainment got cut or moved around. And I think a lot of people would consider the fact that so many things got changed throughout the night that this was a failure by some, reason. And honestly, I don't think that. Was it a disappointment that some of the stuff got cut and moved? Yes, absolutely. But everybody's party experience is different. Some people want to focus their time meeting the characters. Some people want to focus their time going trick-or-treating, getting good candy from the park. Some people, like me, like to ride the rides and get to enjoy just things as we go along. Everybody has a different type of party experience. And based off of what I like to do, I got to knock a lot of those things out. And honestly, I feel good about it and feel like my Not So Scary party was a big time success. So, this was a good night, and I'm super glad that we ended up coming to the Halloween party this year. But hey, that's going to do it for this one, because it is late and I have got a long journey back home ahead of me. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. I know this was a weirder vlog today, but we'll be back again with some more for the rest of the week. So make sure to stay tuned, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're not already. Also make sure to follow the podcast wherever you get your podcast from. And I hope you guys have a magical rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again real soon.